Hello, it's me, Ryder, and today we're doing morning announcements.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back.
This is Morning Announcements
with Madison
and Mr. I.
Today is
Monday, March 29th.
Did you know that the 29th is National
Lemon Chiffon Cake Day,
Nevada Day,
Vietnam War Veterans Day,
and Mom and Pop Business Owners Day?
Daily Quote, Responsibility. Think before you speak. You might need to remember what you said. By Rain Bojangles. Hey, you! What's for lunch?
Cat food.
No, corn dogs.
You're right. It's Monday. It's got to be corn dogs.
Here's a principal's message.
With our principal, Dr. Risher.
Hi, Wildcats. This is Dr. Risher from the principal's office. As most of you know, we have a very short school week this week due to conferences. Please make sure that you are, of course, doing your best work Monday through Wednesday, and we look forward to meeting with your families on Thursday and Friday. At conferences, as most of you know, we will review your progress so far this year and talk about the things that are coming up for the rest of the year. Following conferences is spring break, and I hope everyone has a happy, safe, and relaxing week off. We look forward to seeing you back here after the holiday. This week's word of the week comes from Ireland and is Mashusla. Mashusla means darling. Used in a sentence, the mother lovingly looked at her Mashusla wrapped in a blanket ready for bed before turning out the light. Very sweet little word. Last week's riddle, many of you had the answer to. What has many keys but can't open a single lock? The answer is a piano. This week's riddle, what can't talk but will reply when spoken to? Think you know? Send me an email or let me know in the hallway. Again, I hope everyone has a great spring break, and we'll see you later in April. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, Dr. Risher. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Isabella. Hey, who's in Mr. Eisner's class? Happy birthday to you.
Isa shares a birthday with our 10th president, John Tyler. Baseball Hall of Famer, Cy Young. The founder of Walmart, Sam Walton. And NBA Hall of Famer, Walt Frazier. Happy birthday, Isa.
Happy birthday, Isa. This is Todd Time with our school counselor, Mrs. Todd.
Good morning, Wildcats, and welcome back to Todd Time. As we've been talking about responsibilities this month, we've also been talking about choices. It's estimated that kids make at least 3,000 choices a day. They range from very small to very big. So we've picked up some tips and tricks along the way to help you understand what the best consequence for you will be. One of the tools we talked about is using this decision chart. Whenever you come to a point where you need to decide, what should I do next? You need to stop and identify the problem. What are the positive consequences? Are these things going to bring you closer to your goal? What are the negative consequences? Might they take you further away from your goal? Spend some time gathering some information. Think deeply, ask questions, play out the scenarios, ask for advice, right? Get all the information you can before you make the choice. Then you need to make it. Which path are you going to choose? After you've made the choice, sit back and reflect. How did it go? Did you need to collect more information? Did you not think of what the consequences would be at the end of your choice? It takes a lot of work to be responsible Wildcats, and I know that you guys are working hard to practice making good decisions so that way you can show the adults and your friends that you are responsible. That's it for now, Wildcats, and I'll see you next week.
Thanks, Mrs. Todd. This is Learning Language with Mrs. V.I. Rigel.
Can you guess what the word of the week is? ¿Puedes adivinar qué es la palabra de la semana? The word is bocadillos. Bocadillos means snacks. In some places, they call snacks meriendas or botanas.
Thank you.
Gracias.
This is Sports with Ellie.
Hey everyone, welcome back with Sports with Ellie. Today I'm going to talk about some basketball reports and something about baseball. So, Maryland and Alabama played on Monday, March 22nd, and the score was 77-96. Alabama won that game. And also, USC and Kansas played, and the score was 85-51. USC won. And also, baseball season is coming up. It starts on Thursday. Till next time, stay active.
Thanks, Ellie.
Thanks, Ellie. Here's Life on the Beach with Sunny.
Hey, Costas, thanks for coming to another Life on the Beach with Sunny. And today we're going to be talking about the Grace Harbor Shorebird Drawing Contest. And a lot of people are going to be coming together to draw shorebirds. And to win, your shorebird has to be imaginative, creative, and realistic. And I think it's very cool because a lot of people are showing off their talent and having self-confidence to think that they can draw really nicely. And I've entered, and I really think you guys should too. So, thanks for coming to another Life on the Beach with Sunny, guys. Bye.
Thanks, Sunny.
I like the adventures you've taken us on, Sunny.
This is Learn About Your School Staff.
So, Madison, who are you going to introduce us to this week?
Our school secretary, Mrs. Hatton.
So, what do you have to share with us?
She graduated from Valley High School.
That's just down the road in Menlo.
Mrs. Hatton went to Grace Harbor College. She's been our secretary for 7 years. She and her husband, Kevin, have 3 kids. Hunter, who is in Central Washington University, Cole, who is in St. Martin's University, and Emmy, who's a senior at Ocasta High School. In her free time, she likes to watch baseball, and she loves spending her summers at Mossy Rock Lake, also known as Rife Lake. An interesting fact is that she was going to try out to be a cheerleader in high school. Her aunt took her to Tacoma to get her cute outfit and makeup. But on the day of tryouts, Mrs. Hatton faked being sick because she didn't want to try out in front of the whole school. Now she's the cheerleader coach here for Ocasta.
Thanks. I didn't know some of that stuff, Madison.
Here's a drum roll. What do you call a boomerang that won't come back?
A frisbee?
A stick.
I get it. Nice one.
Student of the month with Dr. Richard.
Hi, Wildcats. This is Dr. Risher with our Student of the Month announcements. This month's trait is responsibility. We'll begin with kindergarten. From Miss Wright's room, she has selected Aurora. Miss Wright says, Aurora keeps tracks of her things and is always prepared for a lesson. She turns in homework on time and follows directions well. I can count on her to do anything that is asked of her. She is a great representative of a responsible Wildcat. For Mrs. Tucker's class, she has selected Stella. Mrs. Tucker says, Stella is a wonderful example of a responsible kindergarten student. She does an amazing job of consistently following our daily routine in the classroom. When I give her a direction, she follows it without delay. When I'm teaching a lesson and I look at her, she is sitting up straight and looking back at me. When I give her an assignment, she gets right to work. She takes care of her own belongings and keeps her area and her supplies tidy and organized. She is a joy to teach each day, and I'm so happy that she is in my class this year. Way to go, Stella. Moving on to first grade from Miss Idso's class, she has selected Riker. Mrs. Idso says, Riker is my student of the month for the trait of responsible. He always does what he says he's going to do and owns his actions. Riker takes responsibility for his learning in first grade and always gives his best effort. She has chosen Riker because he is reliable, dedicated to his task, and she can always count on him to be doing his job in the classroom, at recess, and in line in the hallway. Riker is a wonderful wildcat example of responsible. From Mrs. Burnaby's class, she has selected Deja. She says Deja is a great representative for the character trait responsibility because she makes an effort to always be responsible. She is responsible in class no matter what is going on around her. She is always doing her job. She completes and returns all of her homework assignments, and during our class meeting, she told her classmate that she helps at home by making her bed and helping her mom wash the dishes. Way to go, Deja. And finally, in first grade, for Mrs. Sweeney's class, she has selected Colton. Mrs. Sweeney says, I am seeing Colton become more responsible every day as a first grade student. He's able to follow our classroom and school rules even when he thinks no one is watching. He cares about our classroom and the other students in our class. He completes his work at school and at home. I know I can count on him to do his job as a student. I am so lucky to have Colton in my class. Great job, first grade. In second grade, from Miss O'Mara's class, she has selected Hunter. Miss O'Mara writes, Hunter is the epitome of responsibility. He comes to class prepared to learn every day. He actively participates in lessons and discussions with thoughtful comments or ideas and completes all assignments both in class and at home to the best of his ability. If I ask him to do something, I know he will get it done. Thanks for being such a good role model for everyone, Hunter. Congratulations. In Miss Rasmus's second grade class, she has selected Abigail. Mrs. Rasmus writes of Abigail, she has been the example of responsibility. She logs onto her work from home every day and turns in her work folder every week. Abby participates in all class discussions and is on task. She is willing to do whatever is needed for her classmates and helps the teacher often. Abby is a model student and is such a pleasure to have in class. In third grade, for Mrs. Quimby's class, she has selected Sammy. Mrs. Quimby says, Sammy takes his responsibilities as a student very seriously. I can count on him to complete all assigned tasks, both in class and online, with a positive attitude and a smile. In class, he's always agreeable and eager to get started. During his online days, he is one of the first students to log on and always gets right to work. She can depend on him each and every day. Congratulations, Sammy. For Mrs. Saul's third grade class, she has selected Promise. Mrs. Saul writes, Promise is a great addition to our classroom. She shows responsibility by consistently completing her assignments in the classroom and online. I also love the fact that she takes ownership of her choices no matter the outcome. That is not always easy to do. Promise is an enthusiastic learner and has a great mathematical mind. I'm so proud of all she has accomplished since coming to Acosta. Keep up the good work. In fourth grade, Mrs. Madding has selected Jasmine. Mrs. Madding writes, Jasmine has been an incredible example of responsibility since coming back to school in our hybrid model. On her days at school, she's focused, engaged, adds great insight to classroom discussions, and sets a great example for behavior during transitions, recess, and independent work. On her at-home learning days, she is just as engaged, checking in after she completes each task, attending her specialist classes, and making sure she has met all of her responsibilities to the very best of her ability. Thank you for being such an amazing student, Jasmine. Also, in fourth grade, Mrs. Boone selected Garrett. Mrs. Boone writes, Garrett is a very responsible student in and out of the classroom. In the classroom, Garrett gets his work done and always does his best. The effort he puts into his assignments is shown throughout his work. She is very proud to have a responsible student like Garrett in her class. He sets a great example for other students when it comes to taking responsibility for their work and their actions. In 5th grade, from Mr. Anderson's class, he has selected Kristar. Mr. Anderson writes, Kristar has demonstrated responsibility in several ways. He comes to class every day and is ready to learn. He completes his at-home assignments and completes his classwork at school without needing a reminder. Kristar also treats others with kindness and respect. Keep up the good work, Kristar. Mrs. Aurora has selected Luis. Mrs. Aurora writes, Luis has not only been shown responsibility for his learning this year, he has been a big help to his younger sister, who has been doing kindergarten online too. He always comes to class prepared and ready to learn. He asks questions and wants to learn every day. He's an excellent role model. In 6th grade, from Mr. Eisminger's class, he has selected Caden. Mr. Eisminger writes, Caden does a great job turning in assignments and working independently. He's also very aware of his actions and decisions he makes. He's been fun to work with this school year. He's a great, responsible addition to our class. And Mr. Ball, also in 6th grade, has selected Aurora. Mr. Ball writes, all year I've been able to trust that Aurora will get her work done on time. She made every effort to do it and even asked for more work quite often. If she was unable to complete something on time, she told me why, and then it got completed as soon as she could. She doesn't make excuses, but owns what she does and understands that consequences could follow. I appreciate her honesty and her effort. Keep up the good work, Aurora. And this month from PE, Mrs. Anderson has selected Myra. Mrs. Anderson says Myra is a responsible PE student. She comes to her scheduled day and time every week. One time she was the only student who attended. She comes to her online classes ready to exercise. She has her camera on and is up on her feet following directions. She participates in all of the activities. She is so fun to have in class. Myra is a great example of a responsible PE student. I am so proud of Myra. I want to, again, thank all of our responsible Wildcats of the month, and we look forward to seeing you around school. Bye, everyone.
Congrats, everybody.
Congratulations.
This is Ray J with the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic to which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Ray J. Here's the list of states we still need pledge videos from. You know what to do.
Madison, it looks like we're at the end of the show.
Yeah. We all know my famous lines. Our emails are down below. Our emails are for suggestions or ideas, pledge videos, and remember, you can send your own pledge video of yourself saying the pledge, but remember to ask your parents, and we will feature you on morning announcements. And remember, send shout outs. You could shout out your friend. You could shout out your teacher. You could even shout out someone off of the morning announcements.
Well, we hope you have a great week. Remember, we have conferences this week. And before I go, you know what I've got to do. Remember, everybody, be a good kid. Do the right thing.
What he said.
Bye.
Bye.